and welcome to the RSC EU Season 12. It is week 8 of League Play, and we are back once again for the second time this week. The second and the only second time, because there's not a third stream, unfortunately. This is the last League Play stream of this week, but it is looking to be a banger. We have 2 Master Tier series and 1 in Challenger eventually later on in the night. My name is Vector. Alongside me, the new, very recent caster, Sir Pegasus. My first time casting with him. That's been happening quite a lot recently. Casting with new people, got a lot of new fresh faces coming in, fresh voices as well. And it is a pleasure to be with you, Sir Pegasus, for this series, because it's shaping up to be quite an interesting one.
Yeah, you too, Vector. I'm with you for 2 games today, actually. Indeed. You've been stuck with all the newbies, and we got 2 master matches. Isn't that exciting?
It certainly should be. As you said it, Master, we begin at the top of the draft tiers. Iovi versus Serene Nara, 3rd versus 9th. This is Iovi's second series of the week, following their showdown with second place Dogon last night. Close run affair in which both sides shared the spoils and temporarily placed Dogon at the top of Glacies for all of about 30 minutes, as Dominion, the current champion-elect, also barely came away with a draw thanks to the fighting spirit of 7th placed Haven, which maintains the status quo at the upper end of the table, all of which has culminated in the top 3 holding a mere 3-point gap, as well as extending the distance to 4th by a full series, which to me, Sir Pegasus, leads to the prospect of a fascinating final week. But there is still chance for change. Can Iovi sneak to the peak with a sweep here tonight?
Listen, Nara have a very, very big job on their hands today, and I'm sure those teams in 1st and 2nd Dominion and Dogon will be Team Serene fans tonight, as they hope to put them down a peg.
They certainly should, as we've already delayed quite a bit, almost 15 minutes into it now, so we're going to move as quickly as we can, get straight to predictions. All the stats and stuff could come onto the screen. I don't know. We've got plenty of notes this series, at least I do. I'm not sure about you, but just based on this, it is very close, actually, in my opinion, despite it being 3rd versus 9th, because Serene Nara, they've got a bit of a chip on their shoulder, I feel, with the position that they're in, still mathematically capable of making the play-ins. But I do believe that Iovi just have this one in the bag. They have been struggling. They have been a raging storm throughout this entire season. And in fact, the top 3 has been the exact same in Glacies since week 1. It has been the same 3 teams, Iovi, Dominion, and Dogon. So I am expecting Iovi to take this one in a 3-1, simply because of the fact they've been struggling. They have been in 3rd place the entire season, except for last week. They made it to 2nd. Now, with a sweep here, they have a chance to make it to 1st. I'm still not expecting a sweep, though. I think Serene Nara have got plenty to say, left to say, should I say. And I think they take this in a 3-1. Iovi, that is.
Listen, being on stream changes everything. And listen, I'm a Team Serene. I captained 2 of their teams, one of which is the RSC Challenger. Last Wednesday on stream, I predicted the underdog to win. I'm going to do it again, and I'm going 4-0 Nara. Last time I predicted 3-1, and it ended up with a sweep. It can happen again. I'm not making the same mistake twice, okay? Serene Nara, my boys, my org, if Serenity's watching, know that your Challenger captain has got you.
Well, that is quite a bold take. Whether it's hot or cold, I suppose time will tell. It's quite one that's out there for a relatively new caster to the league. You don't know it that well. You don't know the players or the teams, but you've put your money where your mouth is, and I'm hoping that Serene at least put up enough of a fight to say that prediction has some merit. Of course, I'm expecting Iovi to go the opposite direction, not in quite a sweep. I think Serene Nara do have some fight, as I said. But they're just too strong, Iovi, for me. They've been, like I said, they've been in 3rd the entire season, just got up to 2nd, and now they have a chance to get to 1st. There's an early opportunity for Serene Nara, does get stopped just about on the line. Kicked off here with Sistema Solaris that, I mean, they've been great all season, we know that. Last season, completely different story. In fact, it's quite coincidental, as both these teams were tied on 24 points by the end of week 8 in RSC 11. Iovi have massively improved, and here is the proof.
First shot, first goal. My prediction's looking even more ridiculous as this goes.
It's only 20 seconds in. Plenty of time for Serene Nara to find their way back. Tied on shots, of course, this early on. Back in their own defensive half of our pads. The captain of this team trying to lead them back into the relative safety of the postseason's lowest rung, 6th place. They are 7 games back. There's still a hope there, still a belief that they can kindle and bring it back into their favor as they get the equalizer here. Not even 20 seconds later, Demise to open the scoring for Team Serene.
This is a goal that is just a statement. Demise is saying here, don't you slacken your defense. We will take control. We may be the underdogs here, but we're not out for the count.
I don't even think there is a count. As it appears, Iovi have forgotten how to kick off. Pads gets this one through way too easy. I think Sammy, just the captain of this team, Iovi, made that slight error going for the ball as the first man and ends up being beaten very easily straight over the second as well. Serene take the lead, 2 goals in 3 seconds. It's not looking too positive for Iovi right now, but Sammy with the aerial to the backboard will only be met by KJ for the 50 across. Slothy all the way over, and Pads should be there to deal with it. But big demo opens up space. Kietso trying to drop down on that, get something on the ball, but wasn't enough, and Serena breakout once again.
Yes, there's a big chance which has been stopped by Slothy. Can't keep possession though, it all ends up to Pads. They feel stuck in their half right now, AOV. They've had some chances to clear the ball, but in the midfield, Nara been ready.
Ooh. Nice attempt there by Sammy, played it quite low but got the reset. Was able to at least put some sort of doubt into the defender's mind, did well. Kache does even better here, however, on zero boost, keeps the momentum, finds Pads in the midfield, but the defenders are ready. Able to stop that one too in the corner. Awkward, not sure who should have gone for that ball, and it's led to a free touch for Pads into the midfield with the third Bambi there. Now Kache hopes to lead the ball for Iovi's touches, but none of them came through as KJ once again through this corner, gets the demo as well. Pads with the free aerial, just puts it across the face of the goal instead of towards it, and they cannot extend their lead just yet.
Going behind with a kick-off goal in a game you're expected to win, and then having a chance like that go to always can't be good for the mental. But here they might have another chance again. Allison!
Demise with the brace, just sneaking it in at that far post. I'm not sure what is happening to Iovi here. Kieso actually gets a little unfortunate there as his hit into Pads just bounces straight to the midfield, and I don't think the last man actually understood the situation as it unfolded. As a result, it has led to Serene Nara securing their position here. All one goal leads are fragile, so you've got to expect that Serena so happy about the fact they've managed to get that one essentially for free. And they're holding out on the defensive side as well. They've only had 1 save, but they're making sure that these shots aren't too threatening, as that will be their second on the scoreboard as well. Pads does enough to get past another. Do they have boost? No, they're not enough in the tank, but gets the 50 and the second through the corner. More awkward moments for Iovi to deal with this ball, but Sammy, the captain, comes back to the fore. The musty as well.
Iovi really showing off their mechanics in the last minute. I saw a flip reset attempt. I saw a ceiling shot attempt, maybe a double tap attempt, played out by Demise. This is their one big attack. They really need to keep this pressure. 2 minutes, it's a lot of time, but it goes quick.
You don't stay in the top 3 of the table, especially in Master, without some level of mechanical ability. They're wanting to utilize it here to get back into this first game. 2 minutes to do it. Can they break through the stalwart defense that Serenara have built? Kietsu this time on the midfield line, not much boost, but can keep the pressure on with Slothy. Plenty of time on the ball, doesn't get the best of touches, allowing Demise time to sneak this one back out of their half, but it's kept alive by Sammy with another 50 win as well. Cannot get the third. Pads will be beaten, but there's no one in position, and Iovi's struggling right now to keep that third man in position to make a dangerous play. They're not wanting to risk too much as they're already in a 2-goal deficit. It's stopped on the line. Demise can't hit the target for the 3rd time. And it means that Iovi do have a chance on the break. Pads takes it off the corner. What in the world was that save?
Yeah, Iovi had a lot of pressure in these last 2 minutes maybe, but haven't been able to create another goal. It feels like they're just one step away every single time. And I think you're completely right. It's just that third man needs to be involved. Just that final shot is never there.
Got to give credit to Serene. They're not allowing Iovi space to breathe, something they're probably not used to. Had not necessarily free reign of this conference throughout the season, but as I said, keep harping on about it. They've been top 3 every single week since the first. They know how to keep a lead, keep a position in the table, and they've got plenty of wins to show for it. Their last loss, in fact, was all the way back in week 5. It was multiple series ago, and Serena's last win was in week 4. Now that could tell you just exactly what you need to know about this matchup, but right now it's gone against the pundits, against the odds, and you believed as Iovi scored within 10 seconds of this game that your prediction was looking even more ridiculous. Now it's looking prophetic.
Look, maybe I'm just the lucky charm of these underdog teams. Who knows?
It's usually a curse.
Saved by Sammy. Not so Pegasus, let me tell you. The league has got a new superstition.
Well, as the seconds tick away, a slow death for Iovi in the first game. They could not break through multiple times. Only the quick opener, and then Team Serene recognized something different in their gameplay, managed to rally back. And as I said at the beginning, they needed to rekindle that hope, rekindle that belief, and hang on to it desperately. They are still mathematically in with a chance of making that 6th place play-in position. And they're facing down the power of the heavens, this Sistema Solaris, but they're managing to maintain their orbit. It was a fantastic first game. It felt quite tactical in a lot of areas in the way that Serene were playing and pushing out, especially with the first man. They did not allow room for Iovi to flourish. There were a few times coming out of the midfield that they had aerial plays, but they just didn't have the efficiency in their mechanics to actually break through, and their defense was stalwart in every single way. And maintaining that boost game especially was prevalent for Serene there. I'm just wondering what it is that Iovi need to do specifically to try and get through that rock hard defense at the back there.
Iovi, they had 6 shots by the end of that game, and I mean, it really felt like in that second half that they were picking up some pace. They're just going to have to hope they can carry that momentum. I believe only 3 saves though for Serene Nara, so it's just about getting those on target. And like you mentioned, I think the boost game was a very big part of that match. You noticed Iovi trying to go for these high mechanical, very not as boost efficient plays you would say, but then getting punished on these huge counter-attacks and not having enough boost for that third man to get involved.
As I said before, Iovi been a storm that's been raging all season, held to 3rd place by stronger forces. Broke into 2nd just last week. Desperately hoping to get further ahead. They can't technically now. They would have needed a sweep to make the top of the table, being with 38 points. Would have got them to 42. Now the best they can hope for is 41, which is currently what Dominion are sitting at. And
I mean, it's not a bad position to be in, fighting for playoff still and a very high seeding. But to not get first place is not nice at all. Iovi, and that's 2 big misses in a row.
That's just...
After a loss you really don't want to have. You can't be missing those. You can't be.
It's untenable. Got to be taking the few chances that they actually seem to be getting as they get some more here. Only to the backboard demise. Well positioned. Pads will be first to this ball with time. A demo in the midfield opens up space as well, but just kind of throws away the ball there. Pads rushed it. Wasn't expecting the space, but still Kajay manages to find her. Gets it back to the midfield, and it doesn't even matter if they don't get the touch they want. For some reason, Iovi's defense, they just can't handle him.
Yeah, Pads, I think he's in Sloppy's blind spot there, and he positions himself perfectly for that pass. I mean, that is just amazing chemistry, and seems to be what's winning them the game right now.
Taking a gander at the league table, even if Iovi should come back and 3-1 at this series, they would still be tied first in 2nd place technically because of their goal difference as it stands. Not sure on the head-to-head between Iovi and Dominion, but that will have to be calculated by the end of week 9. Still, they've got to get there, and they're in a deficit once again. Serene Nara with the lead. First minute and a half is gone. Back down the field we go. Slothy trying to 50 their way through. They're not going to be able to do it, but Chiesa will pick it up through the midfield with the boost to get it across, but they're just patient, Serene. They know there's no threat from that play. They don't have to rush it. They can just wait for the ball to come to them, deal with it when they need to.
Sammy, big clear there. Both teams, they just feel very patient in defense. This is what you notice in the higher tiers. They pick their defensive saves very, very well. No overcommits, no wasting time, and it's really showed in this series.
You say that because it's quite ironic. Iovi, as a result of a bad defensive play, were the ones that conceded. I think it was Kietsu that just rushed the touch, shot it into the wall. Maybe it was low on boost, something like that, but that kind of panic, when that happens, it leaves you wide open. And it almost did once again as Demise is denied. his third goal of this series. Wanted a hat-trick last time around, didn't manage to get it. I'm sure we'll be hunting for it, but has only got 24 points in this game. Not making as much of a contribution, but they're still in the lead as this one's planted in the far corner. Pads reads the bounce well, but it's to no Team Serene player. And IOV now struggling to get back out of their own half. As I say it, KJ will pass this back to Pads. Well-positioned, Demise on the wall. Open net, free shot. Can Slothy get back in time? Yes, he can. Make sure it's only a 1-goal deficit going into the final 2 minutes.
You talk about that 1-goal deficit. Oh, wait, Sammy. You talk about that 1-goal deficit, and I think that's an important talking point. The last game was very high scoring, and in fact, IOV have 4 shots. Nara only have 3 this game, so very, very different. But the result so far is the same. And there's a bump. Great save by Pads, having to bumping each other.
Even when they collide with one another, they somehow find a way to get a defensive stop! But pick that one out, son. The captain comes in clutch. Kietsu with an incredible aerial pass across. Sammy with the backboard touch. Down a peach of a goal. Desperate for IOV to get that one in. And that's exactly the catalyst you need.
That's a statement. This game is not over yet.
Whew.
And here's
beauty of a finish.
The double touches have all been in fashion, it appears, this week. On Wednesday in the Thanatos series, we saw many double touches, and that's a beautiful one there. Slothy hoping to start the attack. Can they get their first win of this series? They just need 1 more goal. And at this time, it really feels like this is anyone's game.
A minute can turn to a moment just as quickly in Rocket League as Sammy to the back ball once more. Slothy will be there first on target. Demise cannot get there quickly enough. And just 10 seconds after you said it, Sir Pegasus, IOV take the lead. The second lead of this series after taking the first goal in the first game. And how long it's taken for them to get back to this point. 4 minutes. Can they hold on to it?
Listen, it's not over till it's over, till it's 0 seconds and that ball hits the floor. There's plenty of Rocket League to be played, and in the Master Tier they can pull out anything out of anywhere. We saw that with that double touch.
Yeah, it's a good flick. Get it back to the midfield. The demo on Slothy, though, does slow down their approach. Kietsu good enough to take it through the corner. Bounces slightly awkwardly for Serene's defense, but they managed to get it into a more suitable position for them to get it out. Pads with low boost can touch it across, but only to Kietsu's clutches. Demise with an incredibly important 50 to get it back down the field. KJ with a free shot just launches it straight at the defender. Demise as well. I don't know why KJ's rotating there. Maybe assumed Pads was going to back in position. There's no point defending now. Demise doesn't have the boost to get back to this quick enough. Slothy will take it to the corner. If they cannot keep it up and across the field, they will be losing the second game as Pads unfortunately completely whips it off the backboard. IOV take it at the death.
Well, it didn't end how you'd want it to. See, Serene Nara ahead and looking really good at the beginning of the game, but they're a class team, they're top 3. This is why. When the going gets tough, when you're behind, when you're unconfident, you can bring it back still. There's still plenty of Rocket League to be played. It's like I said before, and they proved it.
Just a reminder for anyone unaware, this is 3rd versus 9th in the Glaciers Master Conference. Serene Nara, 9th place, took the first game. This one came down to the wire, and it really could have gone either way. You've got to say, IOV, they figured out that solo plays, mechanical prowess was what was necessary to beat Serene Nara in the end, but it was only by 1 goal. The only difference being made by the captain of this team, Sammy. And Serene Nara's defense just, I guess, couldn't adapt quickly enough within the time frame of the game of regulation. Maybe they were banking on going to overtime there in that final minute, but it's blown up in their face. And here on Sovereign Heights, they are attempting to salvage a victory. Your prediction out the window, Sir Pegasus. Unfortunately, it's always quite bold to go for a sweep, because if one team just shows up in one game, that's it. It's gone. But the 3-1 is still possible for either side. We shall just have to see who takes it, as the kickoff is won by IOV, KJ, or KJ, or however you say it. able to put it into a dangerous enough position, but Iobi deal with it well.
It feels like in that second game, just things got a lot more calmer. People started to stabilise a bit. There were a few mistakes, but it was at least a lower scoring game. Maybe this game we'll see less mistakes like that. My scores! It's 1-0 Serene Nara. They open the scoring again.
Jay with a great follow-up, and actually Kietsu absolutely launches this off his bonnet straight across the goal line. Somehow Demise was in the right place at the right time, read that diligently. Once again, in the first minute, as you said it, Serene Nara take a lead. Can Sammy dissuade them of any sort of control of that lead? Yes, he can, with another incredible mechanical display. Free touch in the midfield, almost fakes out the reset, actually does pull Kajay back down. He fully believed that ball was going to hit the ground, but he gets the second touch across to a wide open, glaring net. Immediate response. This is exactly what Iobi need.
This is what this tier is all about, and I think chat here is in for a show as there's another goal! From such a well-created goal to a shot from midfield? What happened?
It just gets to the point where you have to start asking the question, is this good defense, or bad defense and good offense, or the opposite? It's really hard to say in this game. Okay, that's just bad defense. I'm calling it right there. This should not happen in the Master Tier. 2 kickoff goals in quick succession. It's a good kickoff. Pads gets taken out the play. Well, actually, it was the opposite way around. I think the second man on Iovi went for Pads there, assuming that Kajay wasn't going to get a touch, but they did. 2 kickoff goals in quick succession. We find ourselves at the final result of game 1 within the first 40 seconds. I'm asking the same question. What's up against this? What the heck is going on?
Listen, Iobi are appearing to be a glass cannon, it seems. You know, offense, it gets you goals, defense wins you games, wins you series, and that seems to be how Nara have pulled this out.
The most they've ever scored is 2 in this series. In the last game, Serene have scored 3 twice. Their offense is firing on more cylinders than Iobi's at the moment, despite the fact that we've been praising their defense throughout most of the series. They've been peppering plenty of shots. That board, Iobi have only got 1. Sammy tries to do it again. He won't manage it.
I will say though, a lot of these goals, as much as Nara has done a great job to pile on the pressure, it's felt like a lot of them have just been mistakes from Iobi. I hate to say it.
Sometimes you just have to. Sometimes the truth is a bitter pill to swallow, and in Iobi's case, they desperately hate the medicine right now, as Pans with a great touch across to the pinch as well. Slothy wasn't quite expecting it, but had the pace to readjust. Sammy able to deal with this out of the near post. Demise isn't quite quick enough to this ball, but somehow gets to it first. Iobi far too slow, far too sloth-like in the defense, which is ironic, because Slothy's on this team as we find the 4th and the highest difference in goals between 2 teams this series. Pads finds their brace. Incredible display from Serene Nara here.
Demise credited with the pass there, with that slight touch to fake the play and get it into the centre. I mean, it's just caught Iobi completely off guard. These players, they're so good at reading the game, but when things like that happen, it can be difficult.
It can be heartbreaking, absolutely. And in so many ways, Iobi at the top for a reason. They know that they can play a lot better than this. It's just about finding that rhythm, making sure they break down Serene Nara in the ways that they have been doing to most every team in this conference this season. Sammy with a great flick over does have Kietsu as an option, but they just get in the same line and don't communicate well enough that play as it's popped off the ceiling. Kajay with an incredible pass across, and Demise is there to slot it left side as well. 5-1. We are barreling so quickly toward Brazil here. It's ridiculous. There's still half a game left to play.
And what an incredible pass. Coming off the wall, hitting it off the ceiling, getting a pre-flick to read it, and his teammate, they're just ready, and they're having some of these passing plays, Nara. They just read each other so well.
It should...
It's up again.
It should be mentioned, apologies for the interruption, I just read it in chat. Arch of the RSC saying he wished this team was together a bit sooner than the last 3 weeks of league play. Now, I don't keep up with every single transaction announcement, I don't know every single team's makeup, whether or not it's been the same team since the start of the season. We've seen quite a few shakeups. throughout the 8 weeks. But if it is the fact that this team has only been together for 3 weeks, I can't imagine where they would be if they'd have been together the entire time, because they seem to be dismantling a third place Iov here. As I say it, of course, they do get one back, and there is time on the clock for 3 more. But at this moment in time, it just seems like Serene have all the control. They've read the book, and they're repeating it.
I think to Nara, they'll be looking at that as a consolation. To Iobi, they'll be seeing that as a chance. And to me, I'm afraid I'm on the side of consolation. I don't see how they pull this back, but there's always a chance. And Sammy here to prove me wrong. Great save by QJ in the 50. Still on the Serene Nara favour.
All they got to do now is just kill time. Just make sure that Iovi can't keep up some momentum. Can't develop their offense as they have been doing. Sometimes in these games, of course, Sammy did get a mechanical goal with the flip reset, got the double tap last game as well, but he's been shut out for the most part, and he can't do it all. He cannot be the only one to be present on offense. I mean, Slothy's got 5 saves, not saving that one. Incredible passing play once again from Serene Nara. They make it once more a 4-goal gap. With a minute left to go, this is all but over.
Not only does Slothy have 5 saves, Iovi in total have 5 saves. Him carrying defence in what has been a very defensive game for them.
He's equalled the amount of shots
something.
of his entire team, which is...
that's true, that's true. They seem to have some kind of formation going. Not quite working, but maybe they need to find more balance.
That's kind of a line for them. But not in the way they'd like. Just looking at it now, that's incredible. 14 shots for Serene Nara.
I'm afraid, Vector, the only stat that matters is the 6-2 at the top of the screen.
Yeah. And both of our predictions are gone. It should be noted, Iovi are not going to 3-1 this series, at the very least a draw. They had a great chance here as Pats actually gets denied the 4th goal by her teammate. They would have made it 7-2. I'm sure they're happy to get the goals. Of course, their goal difference is not quite healthy right now. They want to change that as much as they can, as almost an own goal to send Iovi spiraling there towards the 4th and final game. But this, I mean, as much as you want to talk about Sammy's double tap being a statement, this was so much more. This was a demolishment. This was something I think very few people expected, despite the fact this team is relatively new to one another, and it's sometimes hard to say whether or not the results mattered before this team was formed, if that makes sense. Like they've kind of just been put into a bad situation, but they've been playing incredibly this game, and now it's just about closing it out for the victory.
I mean, RSC, it's the draft league, and it feels like this has been luck of a draft, as this Nara roster works so well together. It's really amazing to watch.
15 shots to 5. I mean, how do you remedy that?
Vector, I'm a captain of a team. I don't know what I'd be saying to my team right now. It's a rough position to be in. To be fair, I'm in kind of Nara's position in the league right now, fighting in the bottom half, trying to get a spot.
Yeah, me too.
I'd be buzzing. Oh,
it's going around. I think it's mathematically impossible for my team at this point, but it's still very much on the cards for Serene Nara should they manage to keep up this level of form and play this way against the rest of the teams that they have to play. In league play, of course, there is only 2 series left after this one for this team. For both teams, I believe. I think they both played their first series of the week. 8 points left to go. And Serene Nara are desperate to get every single one of them that they can here on Beckwith Park. They haven't scored in the first 10 seconds, which to my eyes is worrying. Serene Nara, they're probably just thinking, now we're biding our time, we're making this entertaining. The victory is guaranteed, but it is not. It is never guaranteed in Rocket League, and I expect Iovi to come out swinging it.
Slothy, maybe even early chance here. We saw 2 Serene players on the backboard there. You could have been an overcommit waiting to happen, but luckily they've got that good communication and they fixed it. Now it's an attack for Nara. They've transitioned quite well. Sloppy on the back foot. Sammy manages to recover it, and Sammy, I mean, obviously he's on the losing side, but he's really had a few moments this game that says should be on the winning team.
You said it in the interlude between these games. Being the captain of your team, I've been captain on almost every team I've been a part of. Kind of things that you say to your players when you're on a losing streak, shall we say. They've only lost one game in this series in a row. Of course, they did win the second. Really, the only thing you can say after a defeat like that is go next. You know, focus on the next game. It's a fresh slate. It's a fresh chance to prove that you shouldn't have been beaten so badly, but KJ is trying to make them look ridiculous here as they managed to get one in the fake but couldn't rally the ball quickly enough to get it on target. It started so much more evenly than the last few games in this series, and you said it settled down in the second. I think it's really settled down here. These teams know each other at this point.
Yes, Kietsu was put on a lot of pressure in that defense there. He had a backflip and then the other team took possession and he was forced to go for another save. They can pile on the pressure, Nara. They can really pile on the pressure, and it's not looking like Iobi have been taking it very well throughout this series.
Serene really should have been punished there. They double committed on the midfield line. Slothy had the chance, took a little bit too long, allowed the defense to rotate, and missed another one here as well. The backboard denies. Demise back down the field, through the corner, free touch, again to the backboard. Shooting efficiency has taken a bit of a dip here in Game 4. And it could end up being a close run affair, just like Forbidden Temple. I'd love to see an overtime between these two, despite the fact that not nearly as much is on the line for Iobi as it is for Serene Nara. Iobi guaranteed at this point to be in the postseason. Serene Nara very much holding on by a thread. This is crucial for them. Every single point matters, and Iobi want to deny them it.
It's not the best position to be in on the defense, and that's a great block by Floppy, and the counter-attack can start. And it's in 1-0. They can equalise the series. They can get themselves the points they need to give themselves a good seeding leading into the playoffs. And the goal difference, we were talking about it before, it's not looking good after that last series. They'll want to be picking it back now. 1 minute 55, still so much more to go for. Will we see an overtime?
A mere moment. Lapse of judgment from Serene's rotation allowed that opening. They took the opportunity, Iobi. Can Serene do it themselves? Pads will find the backboard and the double touch, but Sammy, well aware of that kind of play, made plenty of them in his time this season. He'd won this series that got our heart rates pumping, and is able to deny Pads.
This has been a series of punishment. It's felt like most of the goals have come from mistakes than actually being forced through. And when you've got 1 minute 20 left, both teams have something they're fighting for. There are still mistakes left to be made and punished, hopefully. As KJ tries to read that back forward.
Is there?
Equalise! And it's as I was saying before, it's a scramble and it's the punishment from Team Serene Nara. They want to take the win. They want this underdog story. Who will be the hero?
Sometimes the hardest plays are the ones that are most unconventional. I don't know if KJ meant to pass that back to Demise, but he got the double commit even, pulled out two defenders to find that way through off the backboard, and they've given themselves something to hang on to here in the final minute. It's 1-1 again. The last time this happened, Iobi took the lead, and Serene could not drag it back. Will history repeat itself? Will Serene Nara find themselves with a spark, something to hope for, something to hold on to in the final week? Sammy with the catch here to take it up to the wall. The only option is to 50 this through, but Pants does get it across. 30 seconds left. I'm not sure which side it's going to go. Will it be a mistake or will it be a moment of magic?
We are yet to see an overtime in this series, and what a dramatic time it would be to get one of this.
Sammy!
Sammy with the recovery, can he clear it out? The pads and it's Sloppy! That could be the save!
KJ with the reset, gets the touch! Demise, one more chance, tries to get it off the wall. KJ can pop it high, gets another touch as well. The last second ticks away, Pads will find this first. Backboard, Sammy gets away with it. It will drop. No, never mind. Kajay keeps it alive. Demise is there to do it as well. Full boost for Kajay, can catch it, but not cleanly enough. As we see overtime in the fourth and final game of this series, 3rd versus 9th. A draw on the line for Iovi, but Serene Nara could clinch a victory. I'm losing my words. I'm losing my mind. Will Team Serene take this one at the death?
Vector, I feel like I'm going to pass out, and I can only imagine how the players are feeling. How is your bottle? This game has been who's the mistake first, and it's overtime. The pressure is building for both teams. Slothy brings it second, but he's beaten by Pad.
Oh, that's down.
Oh! He's got stairs off the wall. And KJ tries to keep the attack alive. This is for Serene Nara's playoff target, and it's a goal by Demise.
There he is once again, and you've got to give it to Kajay as well. Off the wall here, that looked so smooth, following that ball to a point off the backboard. Weaved their way through the Iovi defense, and Demise to slot the brace once more into the back of Sistema Solaris' blue net. Take a 3-1 victory, the first time they've done it in 4 weeks. Absolutely incredible display from this team, and it's all still to play for. Looking at the table, that puts them at 26 points now. They're only 4 behind Illusion. Of course, I believe Illusion is still to play their final match of this week, so it's not all hunky-dory for Serene Nara right now, but they have given themselves something to look forward to actually care about the final week. So many teams at this point in week 8, sometimes even in week 7, know that it's over. The writing is on the wall. They've nothing left to fight for, but Team Serene have given themselves a chance here in the Master Tier, and it was a beautiful thing to watch. I can't wait to see how it unfolds in the final week.
Chat, Vector, what a storyline, and what match to open our games today. I mean, it's ridiculous. That series had everything. They had some washes. They had the underdog story. They had that one win from Iovi that got us guessing. And we had some incredible goals, a few flip resets, a double touch. I mean, it really just doesn't get much better than that. But, you know, stay on stream still. You never know. You never know. No one saw this result coming. Well, and Serenity and Arch immediately in chat celebrating. I'm sure they're happy with that result. The GM, AGM, and Orgona, they're together watching the game. And me, as a Team Serene boy, I mean, I'm loving it. No one believed in me, but still got the score wrong.
Still got the score wrong, but you were closer than I was, and I'm sure many other people as well watching at home. But you gave yourself that belief, you gave the team the belief, I'm sure, as we see Kajay in the chat saying it feels like Kroos or Modric. Yeah, that was a Galacticos performance. A Real Madrid midfield, incredible distribution there from Kajay to give his teammates the chance that they deserved and that they earned in the end. Of course, commiserations to Iovi. They fought as well as any team could. They do not move out of 3rd position once more, and I believe they stay. Or is this? I think this is the first of the week. No, Iovi versus Dogon was yesterday. They drew that one. It hadn't been reported yet. They were currently 38th, so it'll be 39th. Yeah, they're still below the top 2, unfortunately for them. And that's the first draw in 4 series, the first loss for a while, since week 5, I think I said it was. Yeah, so that's going to be a stinger, Sir Pegasus. But all the best teams, they know how to react, they know how to bounce back. They may look back on this and try and figure out what it is that went wrong. But hopefully for them, they can regain that and challenge the top 2 once again next week. But as you said it, what an incredible start to the evening. And we've still got another Master Series to go. I can't wait to see how that one unfolds.
Yeah, and we've got the same casting team for Game 2. You're going to have me and Vector casting again. So if you enjoyed the casting of this game, hopefully you'll enjoy it again for the second game. That's the Sir Pegasus buff for the underdogs, working twice in a row with the wrong scoreline both times. I mean, you can't win them all. You can't win them all.
Well, we'll see if it works for the next team on the docket. It will be Gladiators versus Drauga. 1st versus 10th. An even bigger gap than this one was. You do not want to miss it. We'll be right back very shortly with some more Rocket League action.
know. Every color bleeds into the same. 'Cause before you go and walk away, yeah, you better know where you're going. Hey, yeah, you're a wanderer just like me. Hey, yeah, you better know where you're going. I've been painting every fence I know. Every color bleeds into the same. 'Cause before you go and walk away, yeah, you better know where you're going. Hey, you're a wanderer just like me. Hey, yeah, you better know where you're going. You're a wanderer just like me. Yeah, you better know where you're going. Yeah, you better know where you're going. Yeah, you better know where you're going. You're a wanderer just like me. Yeah, you better know where you're
I remember when I saw you at the end of that night. I was looking for some trouble, you were looking alright. Every time you said a word, I was staring at your lips. I don't think I've ever been so close to a love like this. I never met someone like you. I never felt this way, ooh. We love, I would take potions. We love, I would cross oceans. All the hurt and the pain, you could take it all away. But you love, I would take those oceans, all the hurt and the pain. You can take it all away, but your love, I will take potions. I will take potions.
Baby, I just wanna be alone. I don't need your company, stop blowing up my phone. You don't get the things that I've been through, and I don't have the time to lay it all in front of you. And you think that you wanna save me. You don't know it, baby, why you do this? I got this under control. You think you do, but you really don't know that I don't need a savior. You can't be my savior. I'll save myself. I'll save myself. No, I don't need a savior. You can't be my savior. I'll save myself. I'll save myself. Baby, I just wanna be alone. I don't need your company, stop blowing up my phone. You don't get the things that I've been through, and I don't have the time to lay it all in front of you. And you think that you wanna save me. You don't know it, baby, why you do this? I got this under control. You think you do, but you really don't know that I don't need a savior. Strong beats the moon. I'm the sun that will not move. Do you think you are? Who do you think you
Good evening, one and all, and welcome back to the RSC EU Season 12, Week 8 of League Play. It will be the second series of the night. If you're just joining us, well, I feel sorry for you. You missed a banger of a series in the Master Tier between Iovi and Serene Nara. Serene Nara took that one against the odds in a 3-1 victory. It was an insane match, especially one for myself, Vector, and Sir Pegasus instead of Pegasus, alongside me. It's first ever cast, and if that should be anything to go by, this next series should be just as entertaining. First versus 10th. Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, I mean, the deficits between teams do not get greater than this on paper. It's going to be an interesting show, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's just looking at the stats in and of themselves, as you said, it looks mighty strange that first versus 10th is even on stream. But, you know, it's a democracy here at the RSC. We put the stream polls out. This is what people voted for. Okay, this is what they wanted, and so they have it. Gladiators versus Draga. Gladiators, one of the only teams, I'm not sure if it's the only team in the league that has not won a single series. I didn't check that one, but I did check. Draga are one of only 4 teams to have won 11 series this season. One of them has won 12 down in Challenger, so that's quite an accolade, quite a small club, quite an exclusive one to be a part of, and another win tonight could see them at that 12 mark as well. but just the dichotomy, the difference between these two teams in first and 10th is crazy. And I'm just hoping that it's a show to put on. It's an entertaining one. We've at least I've seen a few chats in the league, a few rumors brewing that this is sort of a meme type series, one where they're not going to take it as seriously. Maybe not so much a circus necessarily, but I've been hearing rumors that there's going to be some interesting car designs on the field tonight, which I'd love to see.
Now, I hate to bring this up on the table, but 6th place currently have 30 wins. Gladiator have 11. They are 19 behind. It is not quite possible for them to make playoffs, but
No.
any win now is for pride, purely. Can they get their first win in week 8 of RSC League play?
It's pride and chaos. I think it's a lot of teams look at when they're at the bottom of the table and they know that it's just impossible for them to make the postseason. They switch to Loki, they become tricksters. They want to try and mess up other people's chances. Of course, Draga are in a great position already, top of the table, 4 games clear, and another win tonight would put them even further ahead. Nox just behind them are only 4 games back with 2 series in hand, or a series in hand, should we say. But yeah, for Gladiators here, as you said, it's just about maintaining their sense of self and their sense of belief. I'm not entirely sure if this is the same roster as it was at the start of the season. I don't believe it is. I wouldn't assume that it's the same players. But if it is the fact that this team has stuck together through thick and thin, mostly thin, and it's quite inspiring. It's quite endearing to see that work. And we'll just have to see if they can put up enough of a fight tonight to give us a reason to think that Draga aren't just going to run away with the top of the table. I mean, the goal difference is good enough as it is. It doesn't need to get even better.
Like, everyone wants to focus on the top of the table with stories of high mechanical plays and skill, but at the bottom tier, there's friendship, there's vibes, and every win means just that much more to them, There's still something to watch here. And listen, now you've got the best of both worlds. You've got as top half of the table as you can get, and as bottom of the table you can get. So, you never know. Every series always has something to offer.
Well, we should certainly hope so. As looking at Twitch chat, thank you as ever, helping me out. Skaze and A4 are A4 are the only 2 players remaining from the beginning of the season on this Gladiators roster. The captain and I believe the GM himself, Skaze, for Fort Templar. And so they've had troubles. They've tried to change things, hasn't quite worked. And hopefully here they can put on a display and entertain us just a little bit. You already see some ridiculous cars, some ridiculous names. This is probably going to be a weird one, Pegasus.
Yeah, I mean, should I ask for your predictions?
I thought you were going to say professional opinion. My prediction, I don't know what's going to happen. This could turn into a best of 5 or a best of 7 as we see a battle bus on the ball. That's disgusting, Skaze. I hate you desperately now. But realistically, it's going to be Draga as they miss a chance here. Gladiators off the far post there, strafe the lowest CMV player on this team. In all ways, the sub, you could imagine. Misses a good chance there for Gladiators to take the lead. I still expect Draga to win this series, but the Gladiators do score first.
I mean, look, they're on stream.
Gladiators.
Is it a titanium white one as well? Wow, not even OG.
Probably.
Not even OG. Well, that's disgraceful. Chat, get him.
Sick 'em, boys. I just want to take a moment to look at these names as well. Monkey Mode, 11 game wins. I'm assuming that's a scathing remark to Gladiators' inability to clinch victory this season. They've only managed to get 11 game wins. Peachy Boy with a minus 112 goal difference, which will still be the same considering it's tied now. Peachy Boy opens the scoring for the Valkyrie Knights side. And the scoreboard is breaking every time they use the quick chat, and that's all the time. So this is quite an interesting start to this series.
We had someone in chat say, bad shot, lol. Now, I want to point out our goal scorer was Peachy Boy, and Skaze has changed his name to In Peachy Boy's Head Rent Free. Maybe not the best look right now.
No, the strafe has Monkey Mode delete Twitter as well, which is interesting. I'm not sure why that is. He wants him to do it, but we have found Ish with the clown car. Here, the Volkswagen GTI, I believe it is, assisted by Monkey Mode, gets it off the crossbar into the back of the net. Draga take their lead, that I'm sure they'll be holding.
Yeah, I mean, 3 minutes to go. It's only 2-1. You never know. You never know. You never know. Look, chat, there's lots to be played. Stay here, just sit back and enjoy the show. We had a series start off the stream, which was high tension, had me holding my breath. And now we've got Monkey Mode, ex-Master Champion, making it 3-1 against 10th place. Yeah.
It's a monkey mood right now in this lobby. The way this has begun.
Agree. Everyone's going monkey mode.
All that I know is that I know nothing at this point. This is a far cry from the series prior, shall we say. But they're still playing quite hard. They're not necessarily throwing everything. They are actually trying, it seems like, Draga here. There are still game wins on the line. Despite the fact this is a nothing series for Gladiators, it is still important to some degree for the Valkyrie Knights side here. First place is that much more crucial than second. It gets you that bye into the second round of the upper bracket of the playoffs, and I'm sure they'll be wanting to hold on to that as Nox are currently breathing down their necks. Oh. But complacency may be beginning to set in as it's brought back to just a 1-goal deficit for Gladiators. A great play.
Now, as much as we say this is a mini series, we don't want Draga to drop their quality too hard. They could end up getting caught out, like getting a game lost, and they do not want that. They got such a good record going. Why ruin it?
Of course, if they do end up losing by some miracle, they'll just call it off as them. Oh, we weren't really taking it that seriously. You know, we were just having fun. It was just a game for the content, shall we say? And then just feel like, oh, we wanted to give Gladiators their only victory of the season. But based on these team names, based on what I know about these players, that could not be further from the truth. They desperately want to crush this team into the dirt and make sure that Fort Templar don't get a single series victory in RSC 12. That much I am sure of. They're not necessarily going to be given it for free, though. They are going to have to earn this. They are in the lead. 2 minutes left. Gladiators have scored twice. They are able to win, at the very least, individual games. They've got 11 of them, remember, Sir Pegasus. So I don't suspect that they'll end up losing every single one of them in this series.
I think that's maybe the safest prediction of the day so far. But like I said, you never know. If you drop the quality too much, you know, you're on stream, Mama Pegasus is watching, I can only imagine pressure bad ads. You know, downstairs right now. Maybe she's the chart that Creators need to win this game.
It's to the backboard, Monkey Mode. Enough boost to take it across to Ish. Tally will beat with his awful backfire. Strafe to the right side to find Skaze up high. Tally's pre-jump. This could be faked out. It's down into the net. Skaze equalizes with a minute to go. Make it a brace and make it a tie game for Gladiators versus Draga. What is going on? Kingsman calling me out for L-ball knowledge in the Twitch chat. Is this L-ball knowledge? They're tied up. This could go to overtime.
Listen, this is... If we look at the scoreline and absolutely nothing else, this is a close game.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're talking about the battle on the pitch. There's been a battle in the quick chats. No matter what. There is
down a bit now.
Constant spam. There's just dings in my head. I mean, after that goal, it certainly came back. And can we have a goal here from Pinky Boy? Oh, not quite.
Save and a miss.
Maybe that was Skaze. Maybe that was the Skaze name difference. He was in his head.
Oh. The battle bus is making moves here. It's actually threatening Draga's defense quite a bit as a whiff off the sidewall. You're talking about the quick chat before. It's slowed down a bit now that the stakes are raised. Now that they've equalized, this actually matters. It's serious time. The goals are off.
Now he's in a tag with 15 seconds left. A devastating time
he's already
to
there.
lose this match. Monkey Mode.
Not the best touch.
Wanted to pass back, no one there.
Skaze
Can it
off the wall.
First
He's got the aerial. Can he get it on target? That's in! That's top Bright Bins escapes with the barrel bus, gets his hat trick for 1 second left. Gladiators could be taking game 1 of this series. That came out of nowhere. Why is he not a battle bus main?
We've got to eat our heart out. We can never disrespect the battle bus again unless they score here.
You got to say, but it's still alive.
There's still a chance.
Monkey mode off the wall. Peachy Boy can catch. He's got the option with Ish there, but Strafe gets rid of it. What is going on? This is pandemonium.
I'm just in shock. Vector.
Yeah, Skays in the teacher. Change that to 12 games. Yeah, you've just been bodied there, Monkey Mode. Change that to 12 game wins at the expense of Droga as well. These games matter. I guarantee you that. As I said before, Nox had a series in hand. They're only 4 games behind. Still only 4 now after this one. I don't expect this series to continue the way it has. I think Droga's pride is just too, not fragile necessarily, but it is prideful. It is important to them, and they want to keep their winning streak intact. I am sure of that. But Gladiators here have got plenty to say, and despite the fact that the cars are ridiculous, that the quick chat's going off like haywire, this is still a good series. This was a great game to start it off. I hope it continues this way, because I wasn't expecting it, and I'm pleasantly surprised.
Listen, gods do bleed, and there was 24 total shots in that game. My ring light has just died.
24 shots?
24 shots total, and they were fairly equal for both teams. A very, very exciting match in a very different way to the last one. And chat, I mean, the people of the RSC community voted for this match to be played, and what a show they have given us.
It's something I discussed with Arch in league discussion. You know, this is the potential. This is what's possible. It's happened. Well, it had the promise of happening in the first iteration of the RSC Cup this season. That came from a serious suggestion, and it just happened. It was developed. It was made because it was possible, and that was the chance for teams below in the lower tiers, all the way down to Prospect, to go up the levels and face teams much higher than them, much more expected to beat them. And despite the fact that this season, this time around, it has been that all teams below Master have been taken out of the Cup, it's that promise, it's the hope and the dream of those teams to beat people they're not expected to. It's the very same vein here with the stream polls, with this. Oh, that's a rule unbroken. Tally in the Scarab. I had to point that out. That's going to curse them for the rest of the series, I feel. But going back to my point, people voted for this because it's special, it's interesting, despite the fact that it's first versus 10th, and it's living up to the billing so far.
This is what Grassroots Rocket League is about. You know, we have the high quality games. We have this game, which is more high quality, but there's more fun. It's got a bit of heart. Yeah. You know, it tells you that Rocket League is more than just people riding around in Phoenix and Octanes. You know, there's people.
There are no Phoenix and Octanes on this field.
Exactly. That just adds to it. They put some personality, which we love to see on the RSC stream.
I mean, the Battle Bus was a wild card, which I didn't expect to be the MVP of the series, but it absolutely ended up being. Tally switched to the Scarab here, which hurts my eyes even more. But it is what it is. Going back to your point, that's all we're trying to do here with the RSC. With the league streams, it's that one. It was a wide open net to shoot at, and I'm not going to say it, but I'm going to say it. That was because of the Scarab, Tally. There's you can't hit a ball with a ball. It doesn't work. Yeah, but we're just trying to be entertaining here. We're just trying to have fun, and this series emphasizes that in spades. Hopefully, it continues to be entertaining throughout the series, and we don't see demolitions on either side. But it doesn't seem to be going that way. Neither team has scored in the first half of this game. That was, in fact, Droga's first shot, and it was saved. So I don't know what's going on. We had 24 shots in the last game. We've had 3 in this one.
Listen, call me just complete hopium, but I think Gladiators have a chance to pull a draw on complete accident. I think this is still very possible for them to get. I don't know what number draw this would be for them, but In their series, that is as good as a win. In their season, that is as good as a win.
I mean, we didn't do predictions before we started just because, well, the nature of the series, we weren't expecting anything more, I believe, than a draw or victory here. We didn't think Gladiators were going to put up that much of a fight. Of course, we've been proven wrong there, but at this point now I'm hesitant to predict it. I genuinely don't know which way it's going to go. This has been hot and cold from the first game to the second. A Forbidden Temple has absolutely slowed things down. And of course, as I'm saying it, as I'm making the point, Skaze finds his 4th goal of this series. Opens up the scoring for Gladiators here in Game 2. And I don't really know what to think anymore. I do want to reply to something in the Twitch chat though. Air's Conflict. I saw you. Pool is a game you can hit a ball with a ball, yeah, but no one really likes pool. Come on, we're here for Rocket League. That's what matters. And Tali's Scarab is the reason they're not 2 goals up right now.
When there's an RSC pool competition, then you can call me. But they're looking. So, you know what? I'll message Arch after the series. How about that? We'll try and make it happen.
Let's get a pool tournament going, and then we can make Conflict happy. And balls hitting balls. But for now, we'll just have Gladiator hitting them. And Skaze with another attempt at a brace ends up going to the backboard-ish. Desperately trying to get this down the field with a minute left to go. Drauga with 4 shots now, still not able to get through. Strong defense of the Gladiators, and then they themselves have had no defense to speak of. What's going on?
I would like to point out the last match we had 20 plus shots total. This match we have 9 altogether, I think, if I can do my maths right. Yeah, 9 together. Been a much slower game, it has really felt like, but Gladiators, they've been the one to bring it home.
I think it's because they're playing
the team that you'd expect.
No, I think it's because they're playing more seriously now, which is ironically being a detriment to the gameplay. It's Tali looking for the 3rd. Nice touch off the bumper, but to no avail. Still keeps it in a dangerous area. Won't find it themselves, but still a 2-goal lead with 25 seconds left to go. This is all but over. And Drauga staring down the fact they're only going to be able to play for a draw this series, which is massive. This is the 2nd series of the week. They would only go up to 46 points. And Nox would be right behind them. Just 6 games back with 8 to play for as Tali comes out of nowhere. It was like a spider just lying in wait to deny that one. They keep the clean sheet and completely shut out Valkyrie Knights, the current champions of this tier, remember. Chris and NW7, well, Monkey Mode, formerly known as MW7. Chris is no longer on this team. He was with Peachy Boy as well. They brought in Ish, replacing Cool, and they, at this point, struggling. Kingsman Gas in the chat saying, you know, all week they said they were going to be 4-0ing this series. It was an easy sweep. Pride comes before the fall, Sir Pegasus, and they are falling quite far right now.
Now, stream, I would like to tell you that Peachy Boy has requested a car change.
Requested.
Now, whether we will see... Sorry.
No, he has to ask us to change his car. He doesn't have permission.
Of course. Me specifically.
Okay.
Anyway, will we see a more serious car on the pitch, or is there another meme car waiting to take over? I too doubt it, but you never know. You never know.
We're going to see a Grog or like a Paladin. God, that's a throwback. That's a long time ago, the Paladin. Very ugly car. There's been so many cars that have come out. I can't remember the names of them all, and I'm probably going to forget the name of whichever it is one he has picked. If it is a serious car, if it is an Octane, a Fennec, hell, maybe even a Dominus, then I would be very surprised. It's Peachy Boy. Oh, you... What is that? Yeah, I'm right. I don't know what that car is. There is a Grog on the field, though. Thank you, Tally.
I hope.
To see a demo through the corner, Skaze to pick it up. I think he's on the Grog as well, but oh my goodness, the backboard. Crossbar denies him his, I believe that would be his 7th goal of this series, 6th goal even actually. You got the brace in the second game, the hat-trick in the first. They try to get it back through the midfield. Tally is there, the Grogs link up. Are they all in Grogs? I think they're all in Grogs.
I think they're all in Grogs.
I'm afraid. I don't know what to think anymore.
Oh no, they're not all Grogs. There's 2 Grogs and I believe a Honda Civic.
Oh yeah, Strafe is
on
staying with the same car. That was
Gladiators
boring.
team.
Boring, Strafe. Get the grog out.
Can we take the goal back?
Yeah, it doesn't count. Oh no, it was between the 2 grogs, so that's fine. That's fair.
Okay, alright, okay.
None of his touches count. That's just how we treat Strafe here. But Monkey Mode though, back on the offensive with his awful-looking Volkswagen. Tally with the touch across. Never mind, a big whiff in the corner does open up space. Peachy Boy to find the ball. Once again with his car, whose name I do not know. Monkey Mode with the reset will get it past 1. Not past all 3 though. Strafe gets back in time. That should have been a goal. Record takers note that down. It is 1-1.
Well, 1-0 for Gladiators as they're looking to take the series? I mean, that is how it stands. Yes, still very much a chance. And now,
That's right
Vexo,
there.
I'm really disliking your negativity right now to these car designs, okay? Not everything can be Stripes and Cristianos.
I'm
okay?
a realist, okay? I see an awful car, I call it out. That's just how it is. I don't care if it's getting Skays hat-tricks with incredible aerials to win a game at the last second. It doesn't matter. It's not relevant, okay? They're not allowed to make these cars. This ain't a car show, okay? This is competitive Rocket League here at the RSC. We take things very seriously, which I can't say with a straight face, considering what we've seen in this series, considering what their names are. Monkey Mo was forced to change his name to 0 series wins, which at this rate, mate, ain't going to be looking true either. Still 1 goal deficit with 3 minutes left to go, and Drogo have shown very little to prove their worth here.
Now, big battle on the pitch, but I would like to point out, if Gladiators get this win and secure the overall series win, that would be 3 out of 3 for a Sir Pegasus cast where the clear underdog has won. I don't know what it is about me.
Beginner's luck.
It just seems to have an effect. Beginner's luck.
You gotta call it that for now. Although 1's a coincidence, 2 is a pattern or something like that. You know, 3 is something or other. But as we're discussing,
We say that, yeah.
the 3 is something or other. As we discuss it, Droga do equalise with 2:22 on the clock. Monkey Mode gets his first goal of the series, I actually believe, if I'm not mistaken. Someone correct me otherwise, but the something I have noticed is vastly different to the opening game of the series. Very little quick chat. I've had 4 messages.
I was about to say, I feel like that's the first goal that hasn't come with some kind of quick chat spam. So maybe, do you think Droga are getting more worried? Do they think this game is slipping away from them?
It is slipping away from them. I don't trust this this equal status. You know, I genuinely think Gladiators are the better team right now. They are struggling a little bit here. They've lost some momentum, and of course I have to curse them as Peachy finds his first of this game to take Droga into the lead. It's the second lead of the series, I believe. They got one, yeah, they got one in the first. It's got the first goal in the first game. So even still, I genuinely don't believe they're the better team right now in this overall series.
I can only hope. I can only hope that Gladiators get this win. You know I love an underdog story. I hate to have that little bit of bias, but if you're gonna come here, I'm a lower half team in my conference right now.
You can relate.
I don't like it when big teams disrespect me, okay? I actually played a team that was first place when we were 9th, and we drew them.
Yeah.
And they are now 2nd. So listen, don't let it slip. Don't let it slip. And a similar situation could be happening here. Seeding is very much important into the play-ins.
Yeah, the top stack boys can be bullies at times. Comes with the territory. And Karma gets us all. Eventually, some way, somehow. I didn't expect it to come in the form of Strafe in a golden GTI, but it's happened. A bouncer. Down and up. Into the top right to equalise in the final minute for Gladiators. We are on the cusp, the precipice of Gladiators' first ever victory this season. As a fake kickoff doesn't quite go Droga's way, it could be dropped down for Tally to take the shot. The lead is in their favour. 10 seconds between being equal and being in the lead. Oh my goodness.
And there is absolutely no excuse for this one. This was a well-worked goal. The last one, maybe there was a bit of a mistake on the backboard, bounced off the ceiling, go in, easy shot. That one, feels like they really earned it.
So plenty of quick chats there. To say that one deserved it. So back down the field once more. Skays with some good 50s to create that space in the midfield. Strafe can only hope to pass it across to Ish. Peachy Boy with not quite the quickest pre-jump, sends it across. Tally is there, a double commit, but they've still got possession of the ball for now. They do get a good 50. Tally doesn't get the second. Peachy Boy with time and space and boost off the ceiling, gets the reset, but Skays is right there to deny him. That fat-bodied Grog stops it on the line, and with 10 seconds left, they have one more chance. Can Peachy Boy get it through? No, he can't. Make that 2 saves for Tally. Wrong side of the field for Droga. They are staring down the barrel of their 3rd defeat this season, and the first ever victory for Gladiators in RSC Season 12. What a way to get it. This is crazy. I don't know what's happened. We're on the way to a sweep of the first place team in the conference. I mean, you could say that they're throwing, that they're trolling. I don't care. It is a victory. It is a sweep nonetheless. You have been beaten by a team you said you would easily defeat. That is a hit to the pride no matter where you are.
Listen, when people look in RSC history, they go to the RSC 12 league play and they see the table and they see that one loss, there'll be no one there to give the excuse that we were just trolling, okay? Vitali put an interesting question in chat, you know, before he spammed the easies, which I'm not sure if chat can see. He put in first place, question mark. Now, this could just be a showing of disrespect as they are beating them. However, we could also look at it as they could lose first place. It is still possible. They could be letting that slip right now.
Very much is. On Forbidden Temple, I was talking about the fact that if they managed to get a draw, I was still being optimistic for Droga. That if they could get a draw from this series, they would be only 6 points ahead. They're only 5 points ahead right now. They could only still be 4. With Nox having 2 series in hand, they could go 4 points ahead of Droga going into the final week, but there's only 8 left to play for. This could be crucial for Droga. I didn't think I'd be saying this at the beginning of this series. This is so important now. This final game could be make or break for Valkyrie Knights in the top of the Master Conference. I'm flabbergasted. I don't know what to think, and it's going to be an opening goal within the first 5 seconds for Gladiator. Tali does it again with that massive Grog. I can't believe what I'm witnessing.
Victor, could we see 10th place in the Master Division take over the Master Champions, 2 of which are the same players in a sweep?
Current champions fallen very, very far right now. I thought when they lost Chris on this team, Droga, that they'd lost something, some sort of edge. Chris was one of the best players we saw last season, one of the most prolific goal scorers, and they had a synergy, a chemistry that was unmatched. They were the victors. And now they're getting beaten by Grogs. This is pandemonium. As Tali with boost, with the reset, gets taken away from the ball, but Strafe is right there to pick it up. Enough boost to do something, maybe. Reset as well. Skates is right there to follow up. But Droga, I have to say it, they got away with that one. They were lucky.
That's incredible pressure from Gladiators, especially Skaze, throwing in some of the mechanics. Listen, it doesn't matter if you're 10th place, everyone in this tier has the mechanics to do whatever they like, and he was trying to show off, trying to secure the 4-0 sweep against Droga. I can't even believe these words are coming out my mouth, Vector. Even I, who always goes for the underdog, was going to predict a 2-2.
It's kind of funny.
Never was I going to see a win. Never.
You predicted Serene to sweep. They 3-1'd. You predicted these to draw. They sweep. Well, not yet. Not technically. They could still 3-1 as Tali gets denied by a double commit in defense. As I try to remain calm, I'm sure Kingsman Gas will be doing the exact same thing, as that's a massive whiff off the backboard to allow Strafe his opening goal in Game 4 and a 2-goal deficit now. You see an SOS come out from Tali in the team chat. Yeah, at this point, Draga need to send up a flare.
How do you think the GM and the ADM / org owners are looking at this game? Vector.
With disdain, with pure disgust, I should imagine. I don't know. It's weird. It's a very weird situation. I have to think that Gladiators are just trolling. They are just throwing this. Not Gladiators, Draga. Gladiators are doing the exact opposite. They are fighting tooth and nail and earning their just rewards for it. But on the other side, it's just... It feels so wrong. It's like it started out as a joke, but it just got away with them. It ran away from them so easily. The complacency was buried deep, and it has absolutely shook them to their core, and it has allowed Gladiators to take complete control of this series now halfway through Game 4, with not a lead in sight, not a goal in sight for Draga. They shut them out, remember? Clean sheet last game, it's looking to be the same.
Now, I think the theme of the day, Vector, has been punishment. In the series, it felt like all the goals were coming from defensive mistakes. No one was really making many of the goals that did end up going in. And in this second series, this is punishment for, making a mockery out of Gladiators, really. And now they're making a mockery out of them, live on stream. The middle game, this is the one that people watch.
It's what people voted for. And I think they got their money's good 50 in the midfield, spamming what a save, spamming great pass. Of course they are, because they need to get what they can. As an overcommit from Gladiators is actually quite rare to see, considering, in this series. As it's funny you mentioned that it's punishment. I would agree to a certain extent. I would add on that it's the night of upsets as well. Of course, there is still the final series to play in the Challenger division. And we shall see how that one pans out. Myself and Sir Pegasus won't be there, unfortunately. But this has been entertaining in its own way, in a very interesting fashion. And yeah, upsets has definitely been the word of the day for me. Serene Nara, upset Iovi, and this is less upset, more devastated for Draga. I think Gladiators have absolutely trashed them in Scarabs and Grogs, and inside I'm laughing. I am bawling because it is very funny, and I love to see teams get brought down a few pegs when they're way too confident.
They always say no one likes a biased caster, but come on, this is such a hero-villain story right now. I would say an anti-hero, though, for Vitali, who has been crazy in the text chat the entire game. Who, as I mention his name, scores a goal and puts free, so free in chat.
As at this point, I think we can call it. Draga are a little bit dead, a little bit lost at sea, and 10th place has swept first place. I'm that confident. I don't care if there's 30 seconds left. They are not making up this deficit.
Well, you were about to cast a curse there for a second, but
I did too.
I would like to point out whilst we were talking about team names, player names before, someone can change their name from 0 series wins to 1 series wins, and Tiki Boy, I didn't realise what it meant at first. Yeah. He has got brackets negative 112 GD, which I think means goal difference.
It does indeed. They put a dent in that, Gladiators. I'm pretty sure it's still above minus 100. But at this point, no one cares. That is on the back burner. That's not what matters, because Gladiators have just swept Draga in a 4-game series like it was nothing. They did manage to get one on the board here, Draga. They did not get shut out completely in this final game, but I'm sure that's not much of a salve to the pain that they must be feeling. I don't know. We're not inside their minds. We're not in their VC. We don't know exactly how they're feeling. They're probably just laughing it off as an anomaly, and they don't really care. They will clutch it up in the final week and get first place. That is the most likely outcome. But tonight, right now, this was not meant to happen. This wasn't going to happen, and yet it did. That is the impossibility of this game. And the improbability of this league, especially, we see things like this in Elite, in Rival. It's more rare, in my opinion, and in my, like, I've been here a long time, seeing how the tiers perform and how individual teams perform. This is unlikely. This very rarely happens in Master. As much of this was a meme series, as much as it was just going into it for the content, for the last, for whatever, a sweep is a sweep, and it's a victory. They have not been completely shut out this season. We're very well played to Gladiators. That's all I can say.
As much as it was a meme series, that's to take nothing away from Gladiators, who I actually do believe played very, very well today. Some of those goals they were forcing not from mistakes, not from just the other team messing around. They were genuinely just better at a lot of times in this series. And, you know, the RSC, the community voted for those all games today, but these first two games, what a great pick. I mean, I'm happy with it. And what an honor it has been to cast it with you, Vector.
I'm right there with you, Sir Pegasus, and I'm just gonna say I feel very validated right now because I mentioned it before in the discussion, actually, like, questioning why first versus 10th was voted for in stream poll. I'm like, it's the possibility, man. It's the magic, the beauty of the game, of the chance of something like this happening, and it's happened live on stream for us to cast, to shepherd people through, and it has been ridiculous, incredible, and amazing in every single way. And I'm just kind of sad that it's over, you know, that we're done for the night. Of course, there is still more RSC action to go on, but I've said it before, it's happened before on stream. How do you follow something like that? It's crazy.
This stream will hold a place in my heart. My second ever stream being here. Two very, very entertaining games. Obviously, with Vector casting with me, who has been an absolute star throughout the entire thing. I mean, we saw a team's first win in week 8. In the Master tier.
Anything can happen in this silly little league that we've got going here. It's been a pleasure, as you said. Thank you for your kind words. It was an honor to cast alongside you as well, Sir Pegasus. Maybe in the future we'll get called and we'll be back in the booth once more together. I hope so. For some crazy shenanigans once more in the RSC. But that will do it for us tonight and for the Master tier as well. We are not done just yet, of course. We've still one more series on the docket. We'll be going down to the Challenger division. We will see Feather and Green Phoenix versus Kadeo and Luna Esports. And who is it? I think it's Dash and Kingsman Gas replacing us for that final series. So we hope that they continue the hype, that they were watching this and can talk about it, because if you weren't watching this, what were you doing with your time? Clearly, this is where you should be on a Friday night here at the RSC. We hope you've all enjoyed so far, but we'll be back for some more RSC action very soon.
Goodbye.
I've never been afraid of the highest heights or afraid of flying. Nah, I've never been afraid of the wildest fights, not afraid of dying. But now I will love this ride 'cause it's
keep you closer till I bleed. You watch me cry. Best believe I'm starting over. One door opens, the next will close. No way back, I feel so lost. Save your tears, watch me cry. All these years full of lies and ignoring all the warnings. And now you see me falling. This time I won't be calling. I'll keep walking, walking. Ooh, watch me cry, cry, cry. Ooh, say goodbye, bye, bye. Nothing left now to pick you over. No reason to keep you closer till I bleed. You watch me cry. Best believe I'm starting over. Start
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the RSC EU stream for our third series of the night, where we will see Feather take on Kadeho. We're dropping from the Master tier down to the Challenger tier for this one. And joined alongside me, he doesn't have a cam, but he does have a lovely looking red octane. We have Dash himself. How are you doing tonight, Dash?
Good, man. Good. How are you, bro?
Doing not too bad. So obviously, as I've mentioned, this is the third game of the night. So shall we have a look? As much as I don't want to, but I've been told this is how it runs. So let's have a look onto the schedule of how things have gone down tonight. We have seen a very close game between Serene Nara and Iovi, where shock results see Serene Nara take a win, and well, something that I don't think anyone saw in this universe. Gladiators sweeping the defending champions and current top of the table and getting their first win all season is Gladiators, and we move down to Challenger for Feather versus Kadeho.
Well, it definitely stands out that 4-0 because I mean, that's you, that's your boys, and that's a big surprise coming from Gladiators who haven't won a series all season. But moving aside, our game tonight is in the Challenger tier, but even though we're moving down a few tiers, it is between a team in first and a team in fourth. My bad. So it's despite the Challenger tier, it's going to be a massive match for Feather to maybe keep their first spot, or Kadeho could, push into the third and second.
Yeah, it is as mentioned. Obviously, you said Feather, they are first by a staggering 9 game wins as it stands. A sweep tonight would send Kadeho on 36. They lost 3-1 to Elves last night, meaning they have not won in their last 5 series, Kadeho. A bit of a tumble from fame for them, but they are still seeing themselves in the top 4, just ahead of Pardus, and there's a big gap from them to 6th, obviously with 9 game wins. So they will still keep the top 10. Obviously 47 and 13 is a massive record, and with Stingray basically playing in rival all season long, he's pulled a masterclass out in Chally, as he always seems to do here in the RSC. But now moving on to the player stats themselves, we'll see what has caused these individual players to be pushed so far up. And I'll start off with the Luna side. Elusive, fun fact, it's his 17th birthday today. He gets to play on stream on his birthday, so happy 17th to Elusive. We have a happy birthday to him in chat. He's played all the games alongside with Phoenix and GCI. Looks to be their third. Those will be the 3 that line up tonight. All have good stats across the board. The birthday boy himself will be the saviour, and he scores the most goals as well, with the highest goal participation except for Oldie, who will not be on the field. So it'll be very interesting to see how he gets his way around the field tonight.
Yeah, the stats are looking pretty even for both teams. We see, obviously, Stingray, Sasuke. Sasuke's got 79 goals for his name. That's a big tally. Stingray, 51. As like I said, the stats, they're just evenly shared between these two teams, despite the difference in the spots. But it's looking solid for Green Phoenix. They're going to look into this game. They're going to be like, okay, we're 47 wins. We look clear to be first, but we don't want to let these lot, push into third and second. We just want to hold our ground and just show that we could even get into the 50 number of wins.
Yeah, and well, if I'm correct, they would be the first team to get to the 50 mark of wins all season long, and they'd have that before going even into week 9. But now, as we show up the Challenger standings, there you go, 47 wins for them. Obviously, as it stands, Elves did 3-1 Kadeho. That has not been reported yet. So Kadeho are on 36, 10 wins of drop of Impulse, and well, they have close competition in Pardus, Elves, and Eclipse, and a win tonight would see Feather push further away, even potentially securing that first place spot before week 9's even started.
Exactly, and these second, third, fourth, fifth place teams are all so close in wins. It's like literally any game that comes out from tonight from Kadeho can just push them into almost any spot if the other teams just don't do as well this week. But Kadeho, 35 wins, are going to definitely look to maybe get a couple games in here to push themselves into third and hope that Elves don't do so well. But Pardus, they're on 34, they're 1 behind, so they're going to look to scramble as well.
Yeah, they will. Obviously, I'm hoping Elves can do well. At least one team can do well on stream. But anyway, shall we get the players ready and into the game now? Let's get everything set up as it is. And I've realised I have turned game chat off. That is honestly what happens when you go into ranked and start queuing ranked all day. as Dash does send them underway. Finally, my chat deciding to function normally as we hop on down for game number 1 in a challenger tier where Feather could be the first team to hit 50 wins. They look to start off strong here with Rambo pushing it forward, but to be beaten out. Obviously, we see Stingray and Suzuki lining up, the two that have been fronting that line for Feather all season long. And Kadeho, as I said, a team that have got that team chemistry all season long. And, well, it'll be interesting to see what both these teams can pull out tonight.
Well, I'm sure they can definitely show that chemistry tonight. As of their spot, I mean, first is just, with the 47 wins, it's an astonishing number. And they're going to certainly try to show it tonight. Here's Rambo, getting beat by GCI. Elusive, putting that ball to the corner, looking to get one more touch. Gets beat by Stingray, that's on net, but Phoenix able to just cushion that ball, follow that ball. Gets one touch high, Rambo, easily put out to the corner. He's looking pretty even so far in the first 45 seconds. Sasuke almost getting a shot, but blocked out by Elusive, who somehow misses the ball there. Stingray into the midfield, Sasuke almost on net. And Feather already showing how dangerous they can be inside the first minute.
Yeah, they can, and chances like that, they might be wanting to finish. And Stingray looks to a high shot now, but he's going to find the backboard. Does Rambo get it? No, he can't. Good clear away there. I believe it's from GCI. We're going to see Suzuki now bang it into the corner. Look for a bit of a possession play as Stingray following up now. As Kadeo, I've almost called Kadeo elusive, but GCI is going to find the save off of the sidewall. Stingray goes up, he finds the save. The first real chance for Kadeo as they look to put a passing play together here, but both wide of the net. And well, it's a very good game to start off with, neither team giving the other team any edgeway, and that just goes wide by Stingray.
Well, the ball is going back and forth so far in each half. Sasuke putting that ball high, GCI unable to get a touch. Phoenix following that ball, Stingray last man, but comfortably cushions that ball, getting the dribble on the wall. Elusive there to stop that. That's going down in front of middle, but Rambo able to clear that out to the right side. Gets beat by Phoenix. Phoenix getting so much pressure in the first 2 minutes here, and he's constantly going for that ball. You know, even when zero boost, he's trying to keep this pressure up because he does not want the other team to just have any of the ball.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. And well, he looks for a shot. His GCI looked for it. Phoenix is looking for it. It's like, an opening goal for Kadeo here. A bit of a shock being put on. We've seen shocks all through the night as Phoenix is going to slot the first goal of the series after 2 minutes 19 of gameplay set up by GCI. And well, Feather really have the work set out for them now as they find themselves 1 goal down, but good kickoff from them. Looks to be threatening down the field as Stingray goes up at elusive. Good clear from him. GCI pops it to the corner. This is the team plays I was on about, but Phoenix not finding the right way of it. And well, I'm wondering now, Dash, can Kadeo keep this momentum up?
Well, like we know in Rocket League, time can last longer than it seems. You know, 2 minutes and 15 seconds, what is on the clock seems quite short, but trust me, it takes a long time to go down to that number 0. And as for Feather, they've got a lot of time to get 1 more goal in them, as they might be down by 2. Feather almost losing another goal there. GCI getting the air dribble, almost beating, but Suzuki's there. Gonna follow that ball, gonna go for the bump, gets the bump. Is there a teammate to follow? No, Stingray not fast enough on that play. Rambo doing his dirty work in the defense, gets lost by GCI. Elusive into the midfield. Is there a player there? Phoenix, unfortunate miss. Stingray gonna capitalise, maybe looking to put a shot on there, and he does. Stingray middle left, and he ties the game.
Yeah, he does. What a solo play from him. He doesn't need the team plays. What a flick to get it past GCI. Perfectly coordinated next to the post. And well, shots like that show his class and why they have 47 wins here as Rambo kick off. It goes straight to GCI here. He's shown his mechanics. Flip reset. He's going to fake it. But Suzuki reads the fake very nicely here. Rambo, good clear from him down the field, popping the pass middle, but Elusive is going to beat out Stingray here as GCI and Phoenix a bit of a double commit. That's not what they're going to want, and Rambo's going to bang it straight away. That could put some pressure on, but Elusive is not going to be challenged in front of net, and that could be a chance wasted. But Stingray looks for a shot. Suzuki looks for a shot, but just boding wide. Feather knocking on the door here, but the door's just not opening.
Oh, Feather definitely capitalising on the forced mistakes here from Kadeo. They're looking a little bit shaky coming into this final minute as Elusive carries that ball out to the right side. Rambo getting beat. 0 boost. That ball's put into the midfield. Stingray there to clear it. He's just going to keep this ball away from their side. They're going to try and hang on here for the last minute. And Elusive just getting that block on Rambo. Rambo unable to get that ball past as Elusive scrambles for boost. GCI on his own. Gets a nice cushion to the corner. Gets that 50. That could go on there almost. Suzuki getting that almost wonderful 50 as Rambo gets that ball past. And with 32 seconds left, Feather could almost take game 1.
Yeah, that's the ice you need in those situations. Balls all 3 members. And, well, that is what, man, he might not be the man of the word, the man of the moment. He is now, though. I don't know what sort of English that was. But I might be a poet suddenly. But Elusive looks for a shot. But it's going to be cleared off by Stingray as now we see him pass it middle. Rambo's going to bang it down forward. Elusive and Kadeho need a response here, but pressure being held so high by this Feather side, they're not going to get a chance to push on up forward as Elusive clears it away, but more pressure being just asserted by that as they just bang it against the wall. Suzuki, good clear from Phoenix. This could set up something.
Oh, God.
Brilliant pass middle, but that's a good 50 from the defenders. It drops. And Feather take game 1, but what a game it was. This is going to be one hell of a series.
Well, for game number 1, the action we just saw, that's astonishing. You know, Feather doing what they're known for. You know, 2-1 in the first game. Kadeho, to be fair, they were knocking on the door for quite a while, but they could not find that second goal just to draw that, and then maybe even go to overtime and maybe even grab that game number 1. But we saw Stingray with the MVP there, 448 points to his name, a goal, 3 saves to his name as well.
Yeah, he has been playing rival most of the season, and it's what happens. He just knows how to adapt from tier to tier, it seems. And it's really benefited them here in game number 1. They've had a lot more possession, and I wouldn't say they even had more shots. They had 1 less shot, but they just looked more controlled under the ball, and they just got the chances off when they needed to. They just finished the opportunities. Both sides had brilliant chances that game to convert a goal, and Stingray's first goal was a lovely flick, and Rambo's little 1v3 had the defense going, and Kadeho scored a very nice goal, but after that they didn't really seem to test them.
Well, let's see if Kadeho can turn this round and grab a game back as we go to Forbidden Temple, where Kadeho, they're just going to look to get this game number 2 and get back into the possibility of grabbing a win or maybe even a draw here. Feather going to look to hold their ground. We'll see what happens, Kingsman.
Yeah, we will. Kadeho really need the win here to dismantle Feather. They will have that momentum now. 2 straight goals. They came back from yesterday, and GCI looks for a shot, but Suzuki gonna clear it away. Early pressure coming out here for Kadeho. Ball middle. Phoenix is there, but he's a bit too late. Suzuki wins the 50. Brilliant from Rambo. It's just open. Open. Elusive was lost in control. Rambo, he just needed the time to figure out the net was open. He's flicked it, and he's taken his time to get the ball under control and calmly slots it away. Elusive not going to save it, and Feather, they start off strong here. It's a 1-goal lead.
Again, capitalising on Kadeho's mistakes. Elusive just losing his position, and then the other 2 just not even back. So that's almost a free goal for Rambo, but knowing him, he takes that one for himself. Rambo double commit with Stingray. That could be awful. Elusive looking to edge it with his ball, maybe going for a bump, gets over one. Suzuki, awkward, almost doubles it in his own net. Luckily stopped by his own teammate. Phoenix forced to put that ball backwards, and Kadeho looking to start attack again, but Rambo takes that shot on net. It's slow enough for Phoenix to save, and he does.
Yeah, he does. A real defensive masterclass Phoenix has had. He's been a key in defense. We saw last game almost setting up. There's 0-second goal shot from Rambo though. Suzuki was looking for the bump, but he got the clear. And well, we're going to see Suzuki get bumped away now. As Elusive looking for an attack on his own. He's not going to find it. Suzuki now ball middle. Good control. Can he get a flick? He beats out Phoenix, but Elusive is there. He's harder than the birthday buff, it seems, as he seems to get a save there, which could keep the hopes alive. As Rambo looks for another touch, but GCI going to clear it as Suzuki looks to push it middle. Now we're going to see what they can do here. Kadeho, they need a goal quickly. They need to dismantle this Feather momentum because they are just putting on pressure every time they clear the ball out their half.
Oh, the Kadeho wall is standing strong so far. 3 minutes and 21 left on the clock. Enough time for Kadeho to bounce back Phoenix controlling this ball in his corner. Awkwardly lands on the wall. Elusive awkwardly touching that ball. Sasuke capitalizing on that ball. Rambo just trying to keep the pressure up. Stingray also doing that. Looking to put that ball high. Phoenix missing the ball. Could fall down, but not taken by Sasuke. Elusive putting that ball into the corner. Gets a double. Almost in, but Rambo just staying grounded and getting that 50. Not the best touch from him though. GCI puts that ball mid. Is there a player to meet it? There is. Phoenix takes a shot on net and Rambo comfortably saves.
Yeah, he does. It looked very comfortable. I'm sure in the moment it wasn't. Good clear from Stingray, but GCI has got him on the read. But that's a pinch middle. Can Rambo get there? He can. Good pinch clear. Good pass middle. But it's a poor second touch that leaves Rambo to clear it on the side. Suzuki, what a bang from him onto the wall, but GCI, good read from him to allow the pressure to be dismantled here. Ball onto the backboard. What can they do here? We've seen lots from them in the defense. Good control from Elusive, but Rambo has been the man this game. He's been the man to watch out for, and now that's cleared away. And well, we're going to see Kadeho now put a bit of pressure onto this feather side.
Well, Rambo has been tearing apart the glue in Kadeho's wall, and still they're standing strong. They've only let one in so far, but 4 shots coming from Feather. They're definitely looking like they're going to get another here. Sasuke almost dribbling that ball into midfield. Elusive just powering that ball down the side. Stingray capitalizes, puts that ball forward. Phoenix there to stop it, using all his boost to get a second touch. Doesn't get the second touch. Rambo again just dismantling this defense, trying to put that ball mid. Sasuke misses it. He even gets a touch onto the backboard, but unable to do much with it. Stingray just again keeping this ball in Kadeho's side. They're doing well.
Yeah, they are. Kadeho are keeping their defensive composure, and it's working very well for them. Just they need a goal. They conceded earlier, and Stingray goes flying past. Absolute man on a mission he was, but he did not seem to find it as Rambo now takes it off his teammate. 1v2 situation. Elusive goes for a demo. Wrong decision from Phoenix to boom it away. He had a bit more time, and I think his team was a bit of pressure. That's a shot off the top corner of the net from GCI. That could be game changing. That misses. There's a demo onto Suzuki. That will calm pressure a bit. That will calm the nerves in defense as GCI beats out one. He pinches it as well, but Rambo wasn't charging the ball. He has that time. He has that space as Phoenix now looks to push it forward, and well, Kadeho they've been sat back all game. We're gonna see them on the attack now. That's a quick shot and a double commit. It fizzles out very quickly, but Dash, it's do or die now.
It is, but that's almost in. Rambo again on the line. GCI almost putting that ball in. Phoenix scrambling back, manages to get the touch out, but Rambo reads it, putting that ball forward. 15 seconds left. Can Kadeho find anything now? They're being held back on their own line as Suzuki just trying to put that ball across the midfield. Elusive going to chase this ball down. Rambo securing that touch. Try to get the bump on Stingray. Stingray just puts that ball forward. Suzuki trying to clear that. Just Kadeho trying to keep this ball in the air. It's a 0-second timer is on, but Feather take game number 2, and again, they just look comfortable.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think Elusive realised it was 0 seconds. He slapped that ball straight into the ground. Maybe he thought there was a second left, but anyway, Feather, all they had to do was hang on there, and that's what they did. Kadeho, though, they looked very well composed in defense. Nothing looked too threatening, except for the goal. And if they can keep that up in Game 3 and get an early goal, then this series is on, but we are being offered one hell of a series here.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Kadeho, they're still in it. Feather, they've only bleeded both games by 1 goal, so Kadeho are definitely still in it. They take 6 shots as we look at the stats, but Rambo on Feather just doing his job so perfectly, just breaking apart the glue of Kadeho and just breaking the lines and getting them demos and just dribbling it past, and he just did really well that game to secure that game number 2. So Feather, they're going to look for the win now, and they could look for the 4-0, but Kadeho, they've got to change something now. Even though they're not trailing as much in the goals, they've got to look for change something.
Yeah, they do. They have to try and break out of their half. So I think that's what they've been caught in a lot at the moment. They are being stuck watching the ball, watching it in defense. And whereas Feather, they're having a lot of attack, they get that early lead, and they can just put pressure onto that Kadeho side, but they didn't crumble that game, and that could be a good side for game number 3 now. We're underway, and wow, a kickoff goal almost, as GCI gets a double tap. That's a very interesting, but it's not going to be useful as he misses the follow-up touch. Elusive now looks for it, gets a 50 though. It's a double commit from Kadeho. I said they weren't looking shaky, but certainly this game they might be, as Suzuki 50s are out, not the 50 they wanted, but again, a double commit for Kadeho off the start. And well, this has been a very good start if you're looking at the side of Feather, but Kadeho just not able to find the way out there in half, and that's off the bar from Suzuki.
Was looking so shaky right now for Kadeho. I don't know what they're going to try and change. I would say their priority is definitely the double commits, because the more shaky they're going to get, the more double commits they're going to make, the less chance they're going to score. As Elusive tries to redirect the one. Phoenix trying to put that in the goal, but gets it wide. GCI doing his best to keep that ball. Just unfortunately gets a double tap. Elusive unable to get that shot. Sutuk almost putting that ball on net. Rambo with a follow, but it is saved by GCI. And Kadeho just forced to be held back on their defense line. Stingray taking his time, almost getting it over Phoenix as he gets that massive clear out. Rambo just getting that block on Phoenix. That could have been on net. GCI follows. And Kadeho, they're just looking to, create chances now. 0-0, a minute and 20 gone. And this could be one, but Rambo just safely puts that ball above. And like he's been doing all series, keeping Feather alive.
Yeah, now we're seeing Kadeho on the attack. It's a good sight to see if you're watching out there. And that's a brilliant demo from GCI to open the field up for Elusive. A bit of a mix-up play. We haven't seen demos come out. That's what they knew. Suzuki had overcommitted, and Elusive had the open net. And he'll take the free goal. A present for him delivered by GCI. He's been the man today, GCI, for Kadeho. And he's certainly stepping up in game number 3, delivering basically an open net for Elusive now. But I think this is no, we saw a lead for them in game 1. I was about to say it's the first time we've seen a lead for them, but it's the first time we've seen a lead in about, I'd say, about 7-8 minutes here, as we're going to see GCI now. Good flick over the one, and well, if anything stays like last game, this Kadeho side can certainly hold it in defense. So that's all they need to do for 3 minutes. I know it sounds like a long time, but they can do it. And oh my god. Well, never mind. Never mind, Dash.
What is he doing? What a shot from Stingray. I thought that was a 50. It kind of was, but Stingray, I mean, the ability to put that angle on, that's amazing. And the fashion that Feather make this game a draw, I mean, they do it in style. Yeah,
wow. I mean, wow, Stingray's got me lost for words. What a shot. You'd rarely see those type of shots in Elite and Master, and he's bringing it out in the Challenger tier. And he looks for a second. He's on the prowl. It's Stingray. He is killing anyone in the way. And a brilliant pass from Suzuki sets him up near post, not covered well enough. And wow, Feather have got a turnaround in less than 30 seconds.
Well, this is the Feather that Kadeho fear the most. The passing plays are real right now for Feather. As Stingray gets his second goal, almost getting that ball over Phoenix, but he gets that block. Rambo trying to keep this ball in the corner. Just possession. Suzuki just putting that ball into the corner. GCI trying to touch it, but just awfully off the target here. Stingray just touching that ball forward, trying to keep the pressure. Already 6 shots for Feather, and it's only been 2 for Kadeho. Their game plan, certainly, if they made one, isn't working right now, because, I mean, Feather's attack is just so relenting. Just, it's not going to stop.
Yeah, it isn't. And Kadeho, them from the answer in attack. They found it in demos, but they just haven't demoed since the goal. They haven't opened that space up for themselves. Pass play, but you don't really want to be relying on bounces. Get sorted out. There's the double commit. Here's your opening. Phoenix does beat it, but once again, Kadeho, I feel like Turk doing a bit of coaching here. You can't all be stuck together in the middle. You have to try and space up. And there's another double commit. Double commits, mistakes all over the field. But Dash, they're just not being punished.
Well, Kadeho, that's what they've got to do. They've got to punish these double commits, but they don't seem to. And Suzuki getting a solo dribble, but Elusive able to block this ball. And Kadeho, they've got to capitalise soon. They could now. GCI getting that ball. Rambo getting that stop on the ball. Suzuki just getting that second touch to clear it. GCI trying to put that ball on net, just gets it past the post. Stingray getting that 50. A minute left on the clock. Elusive, high ball. Stingray, enough boost to go for this ball, but he's just going to wait on the ground as Rambo clears that ball forward.
Yeah, and well, Feather, they continue their onslaught. Here could be the third. Here's his hat trick. The GM puts on a third for himself as well. Bit of a miss, it just misses all over the board. I talked about Kadeho's strong defense in game number 2, but there's just a poor showing of it. Well, they've had 3 shots. Feather have had 3 goals. They're going to have to deliver something out of the bag here. They're going to have to pull off something so unexpected that they can pull out a win here. Elusive, though, bangs it forward. Rambo, what a clear. Can it set up Suzuki? Good clear from Phoenix, but Stingray's there to net the 4th of the game. I told you, 4 for 4. Stingray is on the prowl, and he does not care. He's going to keep scoring 4-1.
Well, Kadeho are just being absolutely punished now. This is exactly what they should have done to Feather in that last minute when they were getting loads of double commits, but Feather, you know, they're at the top for the reason. The 47 wins do not lie. 4-1 up in game number 3. They're going to try and get this 3-1 win, which they certainly look to do. 30 seconds left. Kadeho, they don't look in the right mindset to bring this game back, and it already looks like it's not going to be brought back as Suk almost scores a great goal to make that 5. And this game, 20 seconds left, but it already looks finished, Kingsman.
Yeah, it does. I don't see many comebacks in 5th or 30. Well, the clock's ticking down. You can see it in the top of your screen. But Stingray's going to score his 5th. What a pass from Suzuki. Stingray is just... He's just been in the right place at the right time. He's been where his teammates need him. It's a brilliant pass. And the Kadeho defense looks lost. And this is not what you need before a game 4. Getting absolutely whitewashed away. 10 shots for Feather, 4 for Kadeho. And their defense, I'll say, has looked the weakest it's been all series.
Well, Stingray's going to be happy with his 5 goals to his name with 5 shots. He's not missed. And he's going to be happy with this as a sound. Oh, Suzuki, you can't be doing that.
That's the dagger. He's plunged the dagger just deep and further into the heart. And wow, it's bomb corner. And the ruling, why is he called timeout? I don't think you... TO timeout, I think. Let me...
It should mean that. I mean, after that game, I'm sure they're going to look to time out because, I mean, 6-1 to Feather, that's just a demolition.
Yeah, I'll see what I get in my ear, but from what I believe, timeout is only in playoffs. I'm sure someone will be in my... What'd you say? I thought... No timeouts yet. See, I was right. I know this has happened to me before, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, no... I don't think so. Phoenix was on 54 points there, so it might be something to do with his Wi-Fi, something that we don't know under the scenes. But still, to score 6 goals, like Feather have done against a very strong Kadeho side, it's tough to do. And Stingray 5 for 5, and he's got an assist. That is just scary.
Stingray's on the ball right now. I mean, in the most important moments as well. As in, Kadeho, they just lack any offense. They're struggling to defend. They've got so many double commits, and they've just got to fix it because they don't want to get 4-0'd here. But it's just going to look hard to even grab a game back because this Feather side, they look so scary at the minute.
Yeah, they do, as we see someone put in the chat, Stingray OP. That's what happens when you play in Rival basically all season. You come down to Challenger and you're made to look like a demigod. And that's what he's being made to do. Maybe I'm just hyping him up too much. I'm sure I'll get told afterwards. It's GCI. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Quick start. Suzuki all over the field. I'm pretty sure it's a bump in net. As Suzuki wants to start off strong. Rambo bumps Elusive and Phoenix just slow to react. Within 7 seconds, I didn't even get to start my intro. But Feather have put one in.
Whoa, Kadeho. I mean, a goal down in the first 7 seconds. Kadeho, what's going on? I mean, it's not looking good for them at the minute. I mean, it's just, yeah, they're gonna have to find something here. I mean, it's the last game. Their mental might be down at the minute, but come on, you've got to go for this last game. 3-1 is definitely better than 4-0. They're gonna try, but there's a double commit there, and Stingray is probably gonna capitalise, and that's 2 in 30 seconds, Kingsman. That's not good.
Yeah, no, it's not as well. Bit of a double commit. They've been coming out all game long from Feather. But Kadeho, they do one, and they're punished immediately. Stingray, once again, finding himself on the charts. I'm sure I'll probably end up reading out his name as the top scorer in Challenger this week. But that looks oh my god, what about this Stingray?
Oh.
What a save from GCI, but Suzuki puts it in, and well, I think Dash, we are looking at what is about to be a beating.
Well, I hate to say it, but it looks over. I mean, 3 goals in 40 seconds. Kadeho, they just look tired now. The mental is not looking good. They're probably tired. I mean, they've got to show some try at least. But I mean, 3 goals down. There's another double commit. They're all upfield. Stingray gonna try and capitalise. There's the shot on net, and Kingsman, it's not looking good.
Yeah, Kadeho have looked so good all series long, and this just is not a good representation of how this series has been. If you're just tuning in, I'm sure if you go back and watch game 1 and 2, you'll get how good Kadeho were, but I think Phoenix might be having some problems on his end, hence the timeout call. But now we're going to see Suzuki pass it back to Stingray. Realistically, they shouldn't throw a 4-goal lead. Kadeho have only scored 1 goal in all of the games, so there's what a shot, wow. Stingray has kept that out though. What a save. As I was saying, Kadeho have scored 1 goal in, I think, all of the games except the 1-0. So for them to score 5 here would definitely be a task.
Well, I mean, 3 minutes 38 on the clock, and it's certainly so much time to even score 4 more goals, because they've scored 4 goals in the first minute. So, I mean, I'm sure they can get so many more. If Kadeho just don't find any rhythm, then Feather are going to be looking to just absolute stat pad in this game number 4 as Rambo takes a shot on net. He almost gets a double to make that 5. Stingray just going to try and follow this ball. He gets bumped. Elusive just going to dribble this ball. Gets beat by Sasuke. He's going to get that double tap. Blocked by GCI. Rambo takes that shot on net. Phoenix able to stop it, and I mean, 3 minutes left. It's just going to look like they're just going to hold on. So
yeah, they are. That is what they have to do. They just have to try and keep the goals out instead of just letting the goals keep going in, as now we see Kadeho bringing a bit of attack as Stingray gets the done. Clears by Suzuki. Can there be a shot on net? No, there's not, as Phoenix clears it downfield. Rambo, though, good clear from him. Shot from Elusive. It's not going to test Stingray, sadly, to a point of a goal, but Rambo now banging it upfield. Suzuki, good clear from him. But Phoenix, it's a good bang from him. It allows a bit more pressure for Kadeho, and I think this is the most pressure we've seen from them. And it's in a game where they looked out and done.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think they're already out and done. 2 minutes and 10 left on the clock. They're just going to try and find some goals here. But I mean, Feather, they're just having fun now. They're 4-0 up. They're going to probably get this 4-0 sweep, and they're going to be sitting pretty in that first spot with, I think, 51 wins to their name after this series if they manage to get this 4-0, and they're just going to look to get more goals at this point.
Yeah, they are. They're going to look a bit stat pad here, but GCI not going to allow that. What a shot from him. And we see Kadeho opening up now. Good pass from Phoenix into the midfield. And, well, I think Rambo's put that in his own net. But, yeah, they're bouncing out, and Rambo has put it in. Just force Rambo to own goal a bit more. That's clearly the strategy they are implementing here. But this is definitely doable. 3 goals in a minute 40. I mean, 4 goals in 4 minutes is very possible. Well, don't say 4 goals in 100 seconds. It wasn't going to be. Stingray puts it middle. Suzuki, though, isn't going to beat GCI. And, well, with a minute 30 left, it looks more than possible. Oh, no. Well, that was very close to an own goal.
I was a bit worried then. I didn't want Phoenix own goals then. I mean, the way he's played so far in this series, I mean, he looked great at the start. But the way their whole team, their chemistry, is just fallen, it's gone. They're just not happy, but there's another double commit from Elusive and Phoenix. They've done so many this series. Suk gonna dribble this ball, maybe create a chance for himself. Looking for that bump. GCI just staying on the ground. I've seen quite a few teams bounce back from 4-1 down in a minute, but it is very rare. And in this challenger tier, and with this Kadeho side who just look tired, it doesn't look possible, Kingsman.
Yeah, no, it doesn't as well. Time, obviously, I think that everyone wishes they had a bit more time sometimes, and I'm sure Kadeho, if they were given a bit more time, they could break this team down. But Feather, well, they've looked comfortable. I think they have for a lot of Game 3 and 4, especially after Stingray's 5-5 performance. Suzuki looking to show off here, and a double commit is the only way they'll keep him out. Now Stingray though, looking to push it forward. It's a good 50. I think it was a 50 of Phoenix. As now we see Elusive, big clear from him. Can he get a 50 with it? No, he can't. And well, as much as I've talked down about Kadeho, their game 1 and 2 performance was nothing to be scared of, and what they provided us with was a brilliant series.
Well, yeah, definitely. I mean, they seem such a threat, but Feather, they just made them look like they weren't, as Feather get this 4-0 sweep onto Kadeho, and they're sitting pretty at the top, and they're going to be so happy to lose 4-0 because, as Ark said, Feather now should win Challenger unless the Sword Apprentices or Neptunium peak. But I mean, Feather 51 wins, I think, to their name. They're going to be well happy with that.
I mean, yeah, obviously Ark putting in early predictions. So there you go, Disorder, Neptunium or Apprentices. If you want to prove Archeon wrong, you have your chance now. I mean, you have every chance. Your series MVP will be Stingray. Obviously, that goes without a doubt. He was the man there. He was the man in that series, and I think he absolutely deserves series MVP there. As we head further in tonight, and it's very well deserved sweep for the challenger side of Feather. They go 4-0 and they go 13-2-1. A 4-0 from them, 13 goals for Feather, 3 for Kadeho, but the shots not that far off, and Kadeho had a lot more of the possession, but the domination was just too much for them to handle.
Well, yeah, I mean, we saw a lot of shots come from Kadeho, but I mean, the Feather defense was just another level tonight, and I mean, first place. They're going to look like that. They're going to prove that tonight. And they just 4-0 sweep Kadeho. So Kadeho definitely going to be ashamed of that performance. They're going to sit looking to try and maybe build into fourth coming into the last week. But they're not going to be happy about tonight. You know, we see the stats now. 13 goals to 3 in the series. 31 shots for Green Phoenix compared to Kadeho's 21. But, I mean, despite the stats, Feather, on the pitch, they just look scary, and they look so hard to stop.
Yeah, they did. They looked very, very tough to stop. I think some rival teams would have struggled to have stopped them today. They were absolutely on another level. They were brilliant, and it was the second sweep of the night, and we completely forgot to do predictions. Well, I mean, I wouldn't have predicted. I'd probably predicted the 3-1, but yeah, that does not leave Kadeho any good. They'll probably be fighting for that 4th place spot, as there we go. The only non-sweep of the night, Serene Nara IOV. A big result for Serene Nara in their push for play-ins. Gladiators, well, let's not talk about that. And Feather sweeping Kadeho 4-0. It's a massive result for all those teams. And well, what a result it is, and what a night it is for the RSC streams. But I mean, there you go. That is what you get at the end of the day. Green Phoenix absolutely popping off, as their challenger teams always seem to do.
Well, tonight we see 2 sweeps, as you said. A complete domination tonight in the Masters tier from Gladiators, unfortunately on your team. But Challenger, Feather, I mean, total domination. That was just class from them. And Stingray, series MVP, he deserves it. Honestly, honourable mention, Rambo. He was so good in that series. You know, he was breaking apart that glue, and you know, he was just that ultimate third man, just getting the touches, getting the right passes that don't even count for points.
Yeah, I mean, it's the stuff that goes unnoticed. Those sort of things. Those things that don't really talk too much about the stats that are provided in there. Stuff that make teams like that so good. But there we go. That's the 3rd series of the night. We're done here on the RSC EU stream. Thank you for joining us all tonight. We hope you enjoyed it, and we hope you come back for the next stream whenever that may be. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.